I believe. I think in the Premier League, I could be wrong. It can't be for Arsenal. It might be. I don't know. But yeah, clean sheet, 3 points, did the thing. I'm not gonna lie, it does feel a bit harsh on Nottingham Forest because I don't necessarily think it was a 3-0 game. I think what I did like is I think Nottingham Forest actually started quite positively. I think every Arsenal fan was like, oh, are they still going to have the muscle memory of Nuno Espirito Santo, or are they going to go gun-ho? Obviously, if you go gun-ho, you're in issues. And I think they defended well for large parts. When Murillo came off, he's in trouble. Madueke absolutely cooking that fullback. We got when we got the goal from the first one from Zubimendi, that kind of eased us into it kind of thing. I think the best goal was probably Gyökeres's because, spare a thought for Postecoglou and Mikel Arteta. You spend 15 minutes talking to your boys and then there's a goal. And I did like, obviously, Gyökeres' goal because what Calafiori's played him in, Eze's done the business, tapping. That's what I want to see from Gyökeres. 2-0 is a dangerous scoreline, but it puts us into the ascendancy. Big up Trossard. You were peeing me off because I think you were losing the ball a bit cheaply, but you came in clutch and set up Zubimendi. So we got the goals. We kept it moving. We reacted well. Obviously, we've had to sit with this defeat to Liverpool for a while. So we've won now, and now we can move on to Bilbao and things of that ilk, people. And we've got a big one against Manchester City next Sunday, I believe. So bit of an insurance policy. So good day at the office, man. Good day at the office, if I'm honest with you. Lovely to see Miles Lewis-Skelly get some minutes as well. I'm sure, to be fair, there was one moment in the second half, it was a baggy touch from Miles Lewis-Skelly and Marino had one and they went to ground quite easily, which I'm happy with. In fact, I didn't see it. If I was a Nottingham Forest player, that would have made me livid, but it's all cool. And I think at one point, Morgan Gibbs-White had a good opportunity. I think there was points in the game, it was fairly even. I did think Elliot Anderson was looking to force things. Madueke deserves that, getting, applause from the home fans and whatnot. Petition boys, stick that where the sun don't shine, man. It is what it is in that regard. So, you know what? If I draw for my notes, and apologies for not doing a watch along. I did tell you a lot of people I was going to be on TalkSport and I'll be back here. We will be doing a watch along midweek for Arsenal Bilbao and obviously the Manchester derby tomorrow. But obviously in terms of notes, as you can see, I'm always writing notes, people. I'm always writing notes. What's this? That's the clean team sheet. That's irrelevant. So yeah, what have I got, people? Obviously, going into the game, the interesting thing would have been naturally the midfield. Like, no Declan Rice. To be fair, he probably has got a lot of legs in him, like a lot of fatigue in the legs to a degree. If you were going to rest him, it was going to be here versus away at Bilbao or Manchester City. So we saw the Sociedad midfield. I think the trio in midfield actually all played together for Sociedad. Well, we know that. I think it was a 1-1 draw with Atletico Madrid in 2020. And interestingly, I wanted Rice, but I wasn't. A game like this, like Liverpool, it shocked me more to see Marino start. Today, I could see the angle. You got the Spanish lads, Zubimendi and Marino. Marino's probably going to be the more advanced, gives us a bit on the left-hand side with Calafiori and Eze. We know what Zubimendi's going to provide, and we typically know what Odegaard's going to provide. Unfortunately, Donny got injured. So that was an interesting one. Obviously, it's only been 4 games in, but you're wondering when that start for Miles Lewis-Skelly's coming, but you have to stay patient. Hincapie was on the bench. Obviously, he's played for his country, did a lot of traveling, only had 2 training sessions. Could have come off the bench. Probably naive to expect to see him. If I'm completely honest with you, nice to see White back in contention. So yeah, ironically, it was a bit of a strong bench, people. So yeah, man, it is what it is, man. We're now in the thick of it. And this is completely irrelevant, but like you might be able to see like certain areas people were taking up. And again, I'm going to say it again, big up Eze, 14 years in the making for that debut. Now, if I put myself back in time, people, and look at actually what I wrote down at the time during the games, if I'm honest, I think we made a positive start. I think we did make a positive start, apart from a number of sloppy passes, if I'm honest. I'm exaggerating a tiny bit. We're dominating possession. I think Forest are looking to play where they can. I do think they grew in confidence at points, people. For a large part, or the initial period of the game, Marino forced a save in the 7th minute. I wouldn't say he went close, but Gabriel Magalhaes in the 9th minute from a set piece. 10 minutes in, there was a couple of sloppy moments, a couple of stray passes, but we was decent in that regards, man. 20 minutes in, I feel Arsenal, if it was a boxing match, there was a lot of jabs. We weren't really going for the knockout blow, which has become a theme. I do think Morgan Gibbs-White, I'm happy you didn't, but he missed a very big chance to equalize for Forest, and naturally goals change games. It changes the trajectory of games. Fortunately for us, it wasn't the case. So yeah, we went into halftime a goal up. I think Madueke looked the most positive. He's cooking on that hand side, and even in the second half, there was sometimes that there was one time he turned, he waited, and then I wanted him to shoot because I just wanted him to get a goal, but he stood it up. I think he played timber. Gyökeres was busy doing up playmaker. I was thinking, Gyökeres, broski, there's a goal for you. Go and do what you did for the first goal you got. You're not in the box. And there was a good bit of play from Gyökeres and obviously Madueke, I believe that led to Gyökeres hitting the post in the game. So yeah, halftime, I did think Chris Wood and Gyökeres were starved. We had 10 attempts. Obviously, we got a goal, but chance creation and chance conversion, we're 4 games into the season. Probably need to do better in that regards. I must admit, a part of me was not because the midfield's playing bad. It's just it seemed towards the end of the first half, Forest were trying to think. I kind of wanted to get Rice in there just to protect and shore up the shop, if that makes sense. But at halftime, I think we had 11 shots, 3 on target, and we've got a singular goal. So the task is setting it. Like at that point, we're a goal up. You are waiting for Nottingham Forest to come at us and see what they're going to offer. Obviously, the minute they open up, we're in issues. We picked our moments and we took them sweetly. Like again, the moment the second half's kicked off, Calafiori's found Eze. Eze's done what Eze does. Gyökeres has done what he's done. And it was fantastic from the 2 summer signings. And big up Mosquera as well throughout the game, if I'm honest with you. So yeah, it was a decent one. My ending thoughts. Saw a bit more than I'm used to as an Arsenal fan down the left-hand side, but we're probably stronger down the right. Did think Calafiori did well. Lovely with all the new summer signings. Lovely to see Wanyeri get some minutes. I think the midfield worked. The only bad thing I could say is we don't know the status on Martin Wondergaard, people, because he tried to soldier on and it didn't bang. But that's my thoughts. And I think we ended the game looking at it now. Nottingham Forest had 5 shots, 1 on target. We had 16 shots, 5 on target, and we got 3 goals. So I do think we need to do a bit better in that regards generally, and I do still think there's a lot of old problems and issues that remain, but we was a lot more clinical today. And what a screamer from Zubimendi. Goal of the season contender for Arsenal already, if I'm honest with you. So yeah, man, good day at the office, bounce back, ain't got nothing else to say, people. And again, confidence, like I wouldn't say more. Obviously, Gyökeres, the more goals you get, what's that? 3 and 4 now. You're gonna get your confidence in that regard. So that's nice. I would say out of every Mosquera as well, because we're not missing Saliba. Every game you play in the Premier League against anyone to do well against Chris Wood, and those players did well. The only time I wouldn't say shook, but the only time I thought Forest might do something is when I think they brought on Bakwa or Bamwa, whatever his name is. Hudson-Odoi was kept quiet. So I would say of everyone, you want to see Madueke get confidence in it. He's done well for his country. We need you to keep going, and he looks very good down that right hand side. The jury's still out naturally. Obviously, I've said it before. I do think had Madueke have been signed after the Ezes and Gyökeres and everything, might be looking at it differently, but it does ease the burden, and this is what you're here for. I want you to play to the standard where I don't believe it, but necessarily, but if you're playing out of this world and Saka is fit, we've got a conversation. Do you move out to the left? And even with that, man, I'm still not completely convinced by Eze on the left-hand side long term, but it is the best thing we can do at this moment in time, and he still can affect the game. I think for Eze, I think you could have played, you played good, but I think there's a lot more. You could be a consistent threat throughout 90 minutes, man. So yeah, man, we did what we needed to do, man. So that would be my 2 pence. What are you lot saying? Are you not doing a watch along? I've told you lot we're not doing a watch along. Man, I'm saying you've got the time wrong. I promise you I ain't got the times wrong, man. Where are you? I'm here. I apologize, man. I apologize. Apologies for the nonny slander needs to be clearly articulated. The jury's still out on Madueke. It's 4 games in, but he's done well for his country. He did well against Leeds. Probably up. Well, he was our biggest spark, if you could say that, against Liverpool. And he's done well today. That's what you want to see. I would not. I'm not the manager, and this is why I'm on YouTube and the manager's managing. But I wouldn't have bought him. I still think the jury's out. I am not a fan of the petitions. I don't know who he would have signed, but maybe that 50 million could have been put elsewhere. But at the end of the day, he's signed now. He deserves support. Positive praise where due, positive critique where due. And I said for Mikel Arteta when we signed Madueke is you need to make that make sense. Obviously, Madueke, you're 23, you need to develop and do what you're doing, but you need to make that make sense because there was that, that Chelsea stench and all of those kind of things. So that was the best. And long may it continue, man, because we know the players that we rely on for 30, 33, 35 of the 38 games. And then, you look at the Maduekes, the Marinos, these are the guys you're relying on the purple patches. Such is life, yeah. I guarantee you, if we get to semi-finals and all of these things, it is the Maduekes, the Marinos, the unlikely heroes, the unsung heroes, the squad players, the Banduli ones. These are the guys that make the difference. So I'm not, don't hide your criticisms of Noni Madueke. The jury's still out, but I just believe in calling it as you see it. If you're very vocal and not really giving the man a chance for his kick the ball, and I know there's a lot of football to be played, you can only do what's in front of you. And he did very well today. And One thing about Madueke is positive. He can cut inside, can go down the left. He's got a bit of skill about him. For me, it's a breath of fresh air because I think Trossard has been very, and even today, very frustrating. Martinelli is Martinelli. I did think Martinelli would have come on sooner. A part of me thought when Odegaard, while I'm happy to see Ranieri get minutes, a part of me thought when Odegaard comes off, do you just get Eze in and you do something on the flanks because it is an opportunity to expose Eze out there? I don't know, but it all worked, man. We're here, man. We're here. Zubimendinho. Let me know who your man of the match is as well, folks. People, can we get to 100 likes? We got 65. In terms of man of the match at this moment in time, where the voting's concerned, got 48% are saying Zubimendi, 40% are saying Madueke. Harsh, but 1% are saying Gyökeres. And I must admit, I know it weren't, backs to the wall defending and all of that, but 11% for Mosquera. I think you lot are doing him a bit dirty. I think you don't have to have him as the man of the match, people, and you lot can all have your thoughts. But I think you lot need to hail up his thing a bit more, if I'm brutally honest. And shout out, you know what? Shout out Timber as well, Calafury as well. Shout out Timber. I think Timber handled his business today. Just went about his business, if I'm honest. Afternoon, my dude. Afternoon, man. Afternoon. But this is what we want. We want depth. We want competition for places. I wouldn't say uncomfortable conversations, but we want to have this. If Eze's on the left, what's going on? Madueke, what's going on? Do you move Madueke to the left when Saka's back? Wanyeri, and even Wanyeri defensively, I think he did your job today. I think you're getting a bit stronger as well. A couple stray passes unnecessarily. I think number of players could be guilty of that. David, as you said, corner boys in the building. A's up till we freeze. Big up here, right? Especially for that intro vid, man. So yeah, Madueke fire, Zubimendi, Eze, Mosquera had a good game too. DG, they just lost their gaffer. Can't take much from their game. Respectfully, Nottingham Forest, that's your business to big them up. And I've got, if you do your history on Arsenal and Nottingham Forest, big them up. That's their business. That ain't nothing to do with me. Both teams are going for 3 points. And what I will say to Nottingham Forest, you didn't look like a team that Edu is beefing Nuno Espirito Santo, Postacoglu's come in. I think considering the circumstances, they did all right. And Marilo's decent, man. Like, I was getting into a bit of argy-bargy on TalkSport saying I think Gabriel's better on the ball than Marilo. I think Marilo's very good on the ball, but he's demanded to do that. You're not necessarily seeing that from Magalhaes, who also did his thing today as well, man. Big up Eze, happy for him and the assist. Full circle moment released by Arsenal, back now living his dream. The only thing better than seeing him score, assist would have been him bagging. D, appreciate you. Big up the chat, man. Saliba can go to Madrid. He will go there one day. Tranquillo, relax. Big up Mosquera, but relax. Relax, Saliba. Sign that deal, man. Get fit. Sign that deal. Relax, my guy. Relax. I think Madueke created the most chances today and had the most successful dribbles. I hope this is a turning point for him because Chelsea fans were telling me he had a strong end to the season for them. Obviously, for us, he's done well in the moments he's been exposed to, scored for England, and Tuchel's a big fan. Just go do your thing now. Go do your thing. Because I do think there's a purple patch from Madueke. Obviously, I want him to be more than that, but I do think there's something there. And honestly, I can't tell you who is going to play against Bilbao or City, to be fair. I'd imagine the only one I could say, are the obvious ones, like Zubimendi. You'd imagine Declan Rice is back in the team for the next 2 games. And that's the most comfortable I felt without Declan Rice. Not saying he wasn't needed or was needed, but naturally, I think, when Declan Rice isn't in our team, I think every Arsenal fan goes, ooh, what's going on? And it's only been 4 games. But if you can rest players, take 1-2 key players out, a key player missing, and we can still do the business, is what it is, man. Smash the likes, as Manny said. I hope you are joking, man. We played better without Odegaard. To be fair, he got body, didn't it? You went missing. I didn't go missing. I appreciate love for the love, yeah, but I didn't go missing, man. I didn't go missing. 100 games, 42 clean sheets. Big up David Raya, man. Newcastle need to plan for life in the Championship. I'm unaware of what's going on in any other football games, if I'm honest with you. Let me see the Prem scores because there's a lot of 3 o'clock kickoffs. Forgive me if I'm wrong. Completely off topic. We'll get back into Arsenal for a sec, people. But yeah, obviously in the early morning kickoff, if you could call it that, we won 3-0 against Forest. Brighton, everyone knew there'd be goals in that. Brighton, Bournemouth are winning 2-1. Newcastle have taken the lead against Wolves. It's still 0-0 in the Jack Grealish derby between Everton and Aston Villa. The same score line is being said for Crystal Palace and Sunderland. It's 0-0. The same for Fulham versus Leeds. Later today, you have West Ham at 5:30 against Tottenham Hotspur. Come on, West Ham. You got Brentford, Chelsea. I'd imagine Chelsea win that, but Brentford, West Ham, come on, lads. And then tomorrow, obviously, you've got Burnley, Liverpool. You hope Burnley can do anyone aspiring to win this Premier League trophy a favour and dampen Liverpool's parade. 9 points from 9. Got Isaac, great team and all of that. I'd expect Liverpool to wipe the floor with them. Manchester City against Man United. I mean, will we see Sesko score? Over to you, my friend. But I actually think United might win that, you know. I know City are going into that back-to-back defeats, but I actually think United could do it. Don't write them off. And I'm not even saying that to praise, man. So yeah, man, it is what it is. Smash the lights, hit the lights. Madueke is technically clear of Saka. I knew Arsenal fans were gonna start doing that. I see Gary Neville say, "Oh, if Madueke keeps this up, move Saka to the left. Forget that. Saka's your star player." Fair enough. If we was Liverpool and you've got an Isaac, a Hugo Ekitike, and a Salah, and they want to move Salah somewhere, whether you could do that, put Saka in the best position. What I will say though is Arteta. I see a bit of it today with Calafiori, Marino, and Eze. We need more interchanging movements. Why? I'm not saying they're going to swap every 10 minutes in a 90-minute game, but can Saka and Madueke, assuming Madueke or Eze, can they swap? Can you have Odegaard and Eze? You know, if one's off the left, on just for moments in the game, Odegaard might just peel out to the left, and then you still provide the width, obviously, with Calafiori. But we're only going to see that in time to come, in it. We've got a bunch of options, and you know, for a large part of Mikel Arteta's reign at Arsenal, under the guise of, you know, forget the rebuild and focus on the first year we fought for the league to now, he's been complaining about having a small squad. And Arsenal fans we've known for a couple of years, the 11 that goes out there might be 2 or 3 out of push off the bench, if any, that's going to happen. And now you've got more options than you can count, really. So sometimes that can actually be a gift and a curse, man. So yeah, man, let's hope we do this thing. Big up Back of the Net podcast. Make sure you're subscribing to my boy. What foolishness have you said? Man, like, come on, I see you on TalkSport, famous Don. You know, definitely not famous. Definitely not famous. Just get 1-2 call-ups every now and again, man. Kay, Valera, I hope everyone's doing well and safe. Stuart, yourself as well. Looking smooth today, starting to gel. Few nice little triangles developing. New lads are balling. I must admit, I need to see a lot more, man. I'd need to see a bit more, man. I don't know what you're saying there, but yeah, man, like, I don't know what is that. Don't dampen the parade with foolishness. Is what it is, man. Do I have bird blindness? Does your mother have bird blindness? Don't be rude, bro. Like, I'm not even. You know what I said? We're not gonna react. We're gonna be positive. Just suck him up. Anyways, Madueke is a street player, FIFA street, Saka's too robotic. You know what? I'm happy for Madueke that Arsenal fans are saying this. I don't think you're technically better than Saka. Yeah, you could say you're more, not for me, but eye-catching, and that I've seen isolate Madueke. Everybody that gets compared to Saka, they sit there and say Saka's robotic. The Saka doesn't move me, and you know, a next man will drop some step overs. Okay, that's great. Can they do what Saka's done? I'd be very wary with that. Saka's decision making. At the end of the day, you can bet on Saka. Now Madueke needs to get into that, but I guess the silver lining is that's a conversation, man. Big up yourself, Fire. Keep your thoughts coming. The apologies and praise to Madueke need to be as loud as the disrespect. Amen. But you know how football fans are, man. You know, obviously the jury's still out, but I'm a fan of, you know, isolated to this 90 minutes. If you played well, wax lyrical. In the same way, if you played shit today, simple question marks. But unfortunately, I always say this, where it comes to football content or football fans or pundits, there's 2 things people can't say. People can't just say, I don't know, because it's okay not to have all the answers. Everyone got the answers, but you can have the right questions. And also, I got it wrong. But that's neither here nor there, man. What I would say to Arsenal fans, it's a long season. Like, we're feeling good today. Was vexed against Liverpool, was vexed during pre-season, was vexed even with the signings. There's going to be a lot of up and downs. What I would say to Arsenal fans is control your mental health. If you know there is rage baiters and rage bait platforms, try your best not to feed into it. But I know you lot are. You're going to bite the bullet. If they come out today and say something derogatory about Arsenal, naturally, you love the club, you're going to fight them. But that's what they want, engagement. So yeah, man. But now we can actually give Saka extended rest because of Madueke. Saka needs it. I'm not going to lie to you. I think Saliba could have played, and I'm happy he didn't, as mad as that is to say. I think Saka could have played. Now, I've got no evidence on that. That's just a hunch. I think he could have played, but I'm happy he didn't. Obviously, I'd imagine he's in contention for Bilbao. Listen, I want to be respectful to Bilbao, but you'd imagine we have enough to be competitive. If we are going to gamble on the Salibas and the Sakas, it's a game like Manchester City where they've had a couple of days rest, bit more training sessions. Do you get where I'm going with it? So, yeah. I feel like the game went down when Glock 14 came off. Probably, man. Probably. You know what? I think it's a case of, if Havertz was there, I think he bags today. I can't believe disrespecting Ronaldinho like that makes me unsub DG Mania. It's just a bit of banter. Zubimendi Ronaldinho? No, but it's a wavy name. Zubimendinho. Don't cry, bro. And if that is gonna make you unsubscribe, then you're just gonna have to go, man. Nobody's bigger than the club, my dude. Hi, DG. My first check-in this season. Come on, you Gunners. Where you been? Why are you just checking in now? You didn't like my content anymore? Horrible, man. No, I'm joking. Big up, man. Only 4% difference in the poll. I'm the 1% pick Gyökeres. I'm not gonna lie. I don't think Gyökeres is man of the match. If I'm keeping it true, I wouldn't give Gyökeres man of the match. He's got 9%. Well, he's got 2% now. Mosquera's got 9%. You lot doing Mosquera dirty. I'm not gonna lie in the poll. Big up Zubimendi and Madueke. And yeah, we won 3-0. There were a lot of defensive to do. I wouldn't necessarily say it was a 3-0 game. It was because we scored, but we just picked our moments. We did well. We were competent. We were street smart. We're a stubborn old bastard of a unit defensively. We picked our moments. I think we can create more. I think we can create more clear-cut chances. I think, again, there's been a number of sloppy passes. I still think there's more fine-tuning on the left. There's always improvements, but I hear it. But that being said, I think I didn't expect like such a landslide. I probably expected, if I'm honest with you, Zubimendi scored a screamer and he got a header, which I didn't know he had that, as Gyökeres said. I actually thought you'd give Madueke man of the match, people, but give or take, I thought it was between Madueke and Zubimendi. I didn't expect only 10% on Mosquera, but you know what? Mosquera, Gabriel Magalhaes, Calafiori, you could say Raya, even though they weren't literally one shot on target, and Timber. You know what? If the defense goes about their jobs and just they played well, fair play, man. Fair play, man. So yeah, man, it is what it is. We need to play balls earlier into the box for Gyökeres, convinced he'll score much more. So am I. Bro, the man, look at him. He's a unit. I feel sorry for the chefs at Arsenal because, boy, how much portions does that lad eat? He's never going to be the most prettiest of footballer, even though people won't be honest. He was pulling out to the left, more so on the right. He dropped deep. Both teams did not really create, especially the first half, or in general, create much for their strikers. But you create a tap in, you cook the food, he's going to eat. So, yeah, man. And it's good to, as I said, the thing for me is it's always horrible to lose just before the international break because you've got to sit with that sour taste in your mouth. So it's nice to just get that out of it because we all know 2 losses. We all know what would have been said, man. Yeah, man, that Gyökeres cross when he hit the post. To be fair, I think he did all he can. I think he done well to shoot, but I think the angle's gone against him type of thing. The only criticism I would say for Gyökeres is obviously he was involved in the build-up, but again, there was an incident where Noni did well. He found Timber. Timber's cut it. I'm thinking, brother, what's going on? Even in the first half, there was a couple chances, man. I think Morello made a good block. I think Wanyeri tried to volley. It didn't bang. Marino had an effort. So, yeah, man, there's always things we can do better. I'm not expecting us to be amazing 4 games into the season. The main thing, if I'm brutally honest, we have to talk about the areas of improvement. We also have to praise the club. But at this moment, I think you just need to get points on the board. That doesn't mean like if we was in Liverpool's position, which I don't think their fans, their players, or the manager, where if you get 9 points from 9, you've won the game, you just shut up because at some point results and performances correlate. So yeah, we're doing what needs to be done. If Gyökeres stays switched on like he has been, he'll bag goals. I think Arteta needs to change a bit, but this isn't isolated to today or relevant to today. It's what I felt. I think Gyökeres has adapted. I think you press. I think you drop deep. I think you work the channels. I also think being a striker in today's day and age, if you was an attacker, you'd rather be like Saka or Madueke or any of them because that's where you get joy. That's where you're gonna get the clear cut efforts. You're playing against difficult centre backs. You're playing low blocks. You're not really gonna get chances created. You're just gonna have to try and get it as you live, really. So I'm seeing Gyökeres affect the game without necessarily scoring. Obviously, all I want to see is him scoring, doing that. Good day out, man. And it's irrelevant to today, but just on the theme of summer signings, as good as it was, I think we missed a trick not getting an out-and-out left winger, but that's neither here nor there. DG is dark. Kala and Zubi have more goals than Benjamin Tesco's. Could never be my striker. The Glock 14s don't jam here. Listen, when it's all said and done, he plays like he's wearing jeans. So if my striker plays like he's wearing jeans and he does that, boy, make sure your guy's bag. I'm not asking you. Gyökeres is so ugly, it's beautiful. Are you the most technically gifted? No. Are you're quite ugly in that regard? You're a bit of a brute, but I think people are disingenuous. They move like he's one of them early 2000 strikers. He's just standing up there and bagging and he's clearly a good forward. And at the end of the day, this is the forward. You can have as many wet dreams about, oh my God, we didn't sign Sesko, and how did Liverpool get Isaac and Ollie Watkins? Brother, this is the striker at your club now, isn't it? Simple as that. Get behind the lads, praise and critique where due, and keep it moving. I'll be ready to be wrong if Noni does well consistently means Arsenal do well. And that's all it's about. That's all it's about. Mosquera, man of the match. Exactly. Take time before judgment on Madueke. DG, you are right. Zubimendi's going to check. Listen, it's a bit mad to say because Zubimendi scored twice today. His passing was superb, and you know I don't know why it just shocked me that he scored a header, but he scored a volley, so he's going to get the headlines. But previously, I've said I don't think Zubimendi's a man that's ever going to get the headlines. Like, fair enough, excluding today. You've got Gyökeres. All we want to do is you to score. Madueke provides bare talking points in himself, much less when you play well today. Eze the same. I just think he's never going to get the headlines, but he gives our team so much. He controls the thing. He's like the glue. And it's a bit, well, I think he's the most important signing we've made this summer. Now, I don't necessarily believe that because you could say Berta, you could say Gyökeres, you could say Eze when it comes to individual brilliance. Who knows? In time, it could be Madueke. But yeah, man, I just